Andrew, how's it going? Good morning. How are you doing?
Well, man, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. We'll hang tight here. I'm sure that we'll have some other people jump in here momentarily. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about SEO Spring Training. I'm super stoked. What about you?
Me too, man. It's my favorite time, honestly, of the year, I think, right now. Just because I know so many people now. I like to hang out. I also get time away from this sounds like I'm a bad parent. I get time away from the kid, and it's just nice. Just nice.
You can totally say that. I get it. I get
it. In case she's never gonna see this, she'll watch this and be like, you hate me.
That's funny.
What up, gentlemen?
Hey. Not too much. Welcome to the stream, man. And yeah, looking forward to it. This is good. But yeah, I completely agree with you, Andrew. It's nice to, as much as I love my kids, it is nice to be like, okay, let's get nerdy with it for a hot minute.
Real quick, and you got I think there's an echo ever since you joined.
How's that? Yep, there we are. We're good. Yeah. But yeah, I think that, you know, getting to one of these conferences, especially SEO Spring Training, it's one of those that I can, you know, nerd out with fellow colleagues like both you and Corey. And I'm like, all right, what do we want to talk about? We want to get nerdy about AI. We want to talk about automation. We want to talk about like growing the agency or growing your brand or anything like that. I think SEO Spring Training is uniquely positioned to, like, especially with like the Hangouts and how available all of these people are. If you want to talk to someone, literally it's like, hey, Andrew, I had this question about how to run AI. Can you help me with this? Or Corey, I was wondering about how you did this and this. And I think that that's where SEO Spring Training really positions itself well.
Hey, how did you guys get those little things underneath your names?
Three dots. Yeah, 3 dots from kind of by your signal strength. And then you'll be able to edit the title. It's in the left sidebar on the studio.
Hit the
thank you.
Yeah.
Hit that button that says mute, and then there's a drop down. It's gonna show echo cancellation as like an option.
Hello, gentlemen.
And you can also add,
better, Andrew.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, that works.
Yep. We're doing really well, Robbie. How are you?
What's up, Robbie?
What's up, Corey? What's up, Bonnie? Andrew's busy.
Awesome. We're going to have some more people jump in here and join us here. It looks like we've got, this is going to be fun. So awesome.
Heavy hitters in the room.
This is going to be a blast.
Straight up. I'm going to hit the head before we get started.
Awesome. Cool.
Robbie, are you going to bring, please say you're bringing the, your little like claw bot thing.
I don't have it, but I have a web version now, so it's open free.
I just mean at the conference. You better bring a physical thing at the conference. I want to see OpenClaw.
You're gonna see two things. You're gonna hopefully see that one, and we're gonna see the Rule Your Day one. The
Rule Your Day one's super cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But definitely, I'm gonna bring some. It's gonna be cool. I've been using it, not on this desk. I'm not at home right now, but it's been really cool to just talk to OpenClaw and say, okay, I'm trying to build like a dashboard for all the agents and everything that's happening, because there's a lot happening in the back, under the hood, but you just need like a dashboard to see them all. So
yeah, I love that.
It's gonna be fun. It's going to be a few weeks, huh? Are you guys going on Wednesday or Thursday?
I'm going on the 29th.
I'll be there on Tuesday.
On Tuesday? Oh, 2 days earlier.
Well, I've got some stuff that we're doing down in Arizona ahead of time, so that'll be fun. It'll be like late Tuesday, I think, is when I get in.
You just told me 29th, so I just looked at the time. I was like, hey, 29.
Yeah, I'll be there on 29th as well.
When's the actual speaking then? It's not till like the 1st or something?
Well, we got the tech stack on Thursday. So I fly in on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, you're speaking right after me, I think.
Yeah.
On tech day. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I fly out late Sunday.
Sweet.
Awesome, guys. So yeah, we are live. We're about 6 minutes into it. Let's talk a little bit about spring training. What everyone's going to be talking about. We already kind of got a little bit of a preview. As Andrew has mentioned and Ravi, right? We've got Pull Your Day. It's a physical version of it, which is super cool. It's kind of like a personal planner that you can set on your desk and do all of that. Who knows? We might be able to talk Ravi into bringing OpenClaw and his physical version of that. We'll see. Fingers crossed, right? What else have we got going around? Like, let's just go through everyone. So Andrew, Corey, Robbie, like, tell me a little bit about what you guys are going to be talking about, presenting on, all of that with spring training. Like, let's go ahead and start there.
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
So I haven't figured out the exact way I'm going to frame it, but I'm wanting to teach people how to. I think everyone needs to start using the terminal in some way, and because you have AI to operate it, and there's almost no reason at all other than you're on a mobile device to be using Claude Desktop or OpenAI. It just doesn't make sense at all. So demystify that. Here's how to do it. Plus, it's going to be contextualized around like SEO specific stuff and running an agency. So things that aren't generic, because there's lots of generic stuff on YouTube and on Google and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'll be focusing on. Also show some of the stuff that I've built. I spent a year building an agent or like a whole system to basically automate SEO. So it's pretty darn cool.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Corey, what do you got going on?
So got a lot going on for a presentation. Like, I'm going to be bringing the new writer that we built. So I've been sending some links to select people showing. So with zone theory now, we actually have so the development translation bridge that's on GitHub, that's free to everyone. I'm going to be presenting on that a little bit and how well that's working for us to be able to take websites from Divi to React and then, take that on into our zone theory plus the new defined term set schema stuff. So probably going to hurt a lot of people's feelings on the schema side, but it's extraordinarily beautiful. Hoping to have that integrated into EC by conference so we can show that printed as micro format data as well. But just absolutely sick on that. And then I'm going to be bringing the Aether artifact and showing off, kind of like what the vision's been there for 2 years, right? And like how we're finishing that equation finally. And everyone's going to get a special treat that's at conference. I'm going to hand out some GitHubs and, we're going to make it Tech Thursday. If you're not there, I feel sorry for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
drive that FOMO right home, right? Twist it a little bit.
Seriously. I think that it's fair to say, like, Robbie and I, we aren't as close, but Andrew and Brian, you guys know like how hard I've been pushing, and we're really at a point now that we're hitting that sentience guideline level where we can talk about AGI, true AGI, and it not just be fluffy cloud. So, I'm going to try to keep it not too techy, but also, explain to people how we're approaching it. I'm going to be giving away some stacks and packs too. So, yeah, it's a good place to be. You should be there because I don't come out of my cave often. And when
he's emerged.
I'm going to drop bombs all across the place. So, I think it's
Corey.
I hope it's not the same.
I'm using it for Thorbit.
I know you are. I've been watching. It's beautiful. It's such a good evolution for you. you know, and like I think that the final thing is I want people that come to hear and set in on that speaking. And I told Terry, if you want to throw me in somewhere else and workshop wherever, you know, and also just going to sit down with people, you know, I'm going to be very giving of that time. And then if you sit down with me and it's not sales, it's education, then, you know, you get an hour with me in a personal session, which is worth a lot of money right now. Right. Like us in this room, if you get an hour with us, that's focused on your business, we're going to fuck shit up for you. So, yeah, that's the approach, but really trying to like get people to think different and get out of their linear workflows and start thinking like at an enterprise level.
I'm looking forward. I hope we're not speaking at the same time, so I could learn something.
I think Terry's going to spread me out in some more rooms after today. But I'll be around, bro. Like we'll sit down and
absolutely
we'll tribe up.
Well, and I think that's last year. I can speak for me personally. That was probably the only drawback to SEO Spring Training is that there was so much good content, and some of the speakers like I just wasn't able to spend as much time as I would have liked to with. But you know, more than any other conference that I've spoke at or that I've been to, this is one of those things that I can hit up everyone. All of the speakers are very accessible, especially if you're staying there at the event venue. I was on a call with Marty and Dan and a bunch of people, and the cool thing was is that throughout the entire event there's like a courtyard area right outside the main lobby, and literally until like 2 o'clock in the morning we were all just hanging out, like bullshitting with each other, exchanging, you know, war stories or troubleshooting each other's businesses. Hey, have you thought about this? What about this? It was probably one of the most valuable times. Again, the conference is great, don't get me wrong on that. The conference is absolutely fantastic. But for me personally, I can care less about the pitch decks and the slides and all that. What I really want is to pull Andrew or Corey or Robbie aside and be like, hey, so I got this thing that I've been checking out. I've got this problem. And I know that everyone at the event is super accessible. So if I have questions, if I have problems, if I have stuff that I just want a different perspective on, I'm able to do that within the context of this event, and literally just walk up to anyone can come up to you and they're like, hey, we want to do this. Some of the best connections that I've made have been through Spring Training. Like some of my best business connections, closest friends, things like that. Like a lot of it I do have to attribute to this particular event. So heck yeah.
I agree on that.
Robbie, let's talk a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a big shift right now. It's similar to the shift of when AI came out. I feel like you know, there's a lot of changes happening right now. So there's two things I want to share in at the spring training. It depends. Like I'm actually trying to read the room first, or who's, you know, what trying to learn. There's a lot of hype on the open cloud right now. So I would love to share how to set it up and do that with open cloud, and the AKA SEO wireframe, the one I have, I'm going to have it open source. So it's going to be on a GitHub and I'm going to share it with everyone. It's going to have an MCP, so it helps anybody who's creating content how to create it in a way that it has like authority, knowledge pages, and answer pages. So yeah, I'm looking forward to share those. I've been getting really good results in building you know, the mass pages, WordPress pages using the AKA SEO wireframe. So that's been helping. So I'd love to share it. You know, that's something I'm sure anybody would. It's just simplifying the topical cluster thing. So, you know, probably similar, you know, subliminal strategies we all go after, but, you know, this one is just, I'm trying to, you know, simplify it in a way that it's going to be easy to use.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone releasing as many things as you. You've got so many things.
I know. I know, man. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a good thing for my ADHD. It's helping me.
Right? It's the AI crack, right? We're just like, one more prompt. That's all I need. One more prompt.
Dopamine I get when
Robbie's publishing schedule in a month with his coworkers, like every 3 days he's dropping something. So
That's awesome.
The dopamine I get when I like working on a new thing or resolving an issue or creating a tool, and because I'm from a marketing perspective, I do have building businesses for a while, so I'm like I have to think about the marketing, the front page, how people think. And hey, Dan, how are you, man? Good. So yeah, I'm looking excited.
It's a super nerd chat now.
Yeah.
We've gone plaid.
Right? Awesome, gentlemen. Awesome. Yeah, we were just kind of going around talking a little bit about what everyone's going to be presenting on at spring training. Again, like I can't reiterate this enough. Like live, like the virtual is good. You're going to get a lot of information there, but hands down, if you're not making the live, you miss out on so much. The live is really where it happens. It's those conversations like we were talking about, Dan, around, round table in the courtyard where you're actually talking with people, until odd hours of the night or morning in most cases, but you're hanging out, you're talking with people. And that's where the real like magic of this event, I think, happens, is because all of the speakers are so accessible that you can pull them aside and ask them questions. You can be like, hey, Dan, like, how'd you do this video thing? And everyone's fairly open to like, oh yeah, well, this is kind of what we did. This is how we did it. And just be open. And in that kind of a setting, it becomes very beneficial for your business and pays for the price of admission, like tenfold over.
Yeah, absolutely. During the conference, and especially if you're doing like a streaming event, you'll get the tumble polished version of whatever's going on.
This is recorded, and I may or may not want to say fill in the blank.
Right.
When you're talking with someone in person, they become a lot freer, especially, if the libations are flowing and things like that. People tend to be a lot more open. Again, when they know that they're not being recorded, people just tend to be a lot more open to discussion, right? What's working, what's not working, what they're seeing in their own business, and just, and I think that that's a natural thing, right? Like if I know that this was going to go out on the internet to anyone and everyone, I might be a little bit more reserved in what I discuss.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to downplay anybody that is going to be there via live stream, but to Brian's point, anybody with a pulse and a credit card can show up.
Yes.
It's a lot different when you're in the room, especially with the camaraderie going on. Again, not harping on the same example that we had on the previous call, but the conversation with you, me, Herc, Marty, and a few others at the end of the night, one of the nights, and we were just sitting around, kicking around ideas, and we just wound up with a monster of information out of everybody.
Totally. And just that alone, it's that collective, right? Where it just coming in, and again, it's not closed off to anyone. Come sit down. I mean, come sit down, come talk with us. We're all marketers. We're all here. I'm just super stoked. Like I was just pulling up the speaker list here, and holy shit. Like you want to talk about an incredible lineup this year. Let me pull this up. This is just absolutely nuts. Let me go ahead and pull this.
Like, I hope they have really good Wi-Fi at the hotel, because we're probably
test, right? Stress test this sucker. But I mean, you look at this and it's like, yeah, obviously Terry and Elizabeth, fantastic hosts. They always take care of us. Good to go. Chris Moore, Clint Butler. I have heard through the grapevine that Clint will be doing one of his legendary roundups daily. If you guys haven't, if anyone hasn't seen these, that, I think what was the first one that I'd seen him do that with? Rock Stars, I think is what it was in Texas. Clint's roundups are fan-fucking-tastic. Like, not downplaying that even at all right there. they're probably one of the most valuable things, because what he does is Clint is an avid note taker. He'll show you exactly what's going on, with what he saw. But again, the way that Andrew or Robbie or Corey or any one of us may interpret what was presented, we actually may pick up things that someone else didn't. What Clint's roundups typically do is he's like, okay, so one thing, this is what I got out of it. What did you get out of it? And so it helps him enhance his notes just as much as it would anyone that's in attendance. Those things are legendary. The last couple events that I've hung out with Clint at, he wasn't able to do those, but it definitely felt like something was missing, at those events when he wasn't doing those roundups, because those are like, seriously, you get so much value out of that.
Yeah, one of
Other
the
presenters.
I was going to say one of the first times I saw Clint do a roundup, I think was at one of Terry and Elizabeth's masterminds. And during that, not only was he recapping what was going on, but he was giving out, and I know he's not going to do it anymore, but was giving out his strategy for tiered link building.
Mm-hmm. Again, one of those, if you were live, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't, sorry, maybe next time.
Yeah.
But no, just absolutely phenomenal. So Marty, I did a webinar with him last week, and amazing. Like his new book, I'm not sure, like, if I actually am, it's on my agenda to have Marty sign this sucker.
Oh yeah.
Right? Dude, Andrew.
Oh, it's good.
Amazing book, isn't it?
I rewrote my landing page using, basically, there's like 20 pages in that book that are so powerful. So it's just great. It's a great book. I honestly would say that the price of admission is worth it just for Marty, because he's doing that crazy workshop too. That normally is like $1,500 or something. And I've worked with Marty so many years. He's the one, him and Stephen Kang and Garrett Acott both taught me. And Marty taught me the side that none of those other guys could teach, which is the true marketing. So I really appreciate that, man.
Totally, 100%.
Legend.
This guy, we'll keep scrolling on Merlino. if people haven't seen Merlino talk, you want to talk about an infectious personality and someone that, like, literally he will wake you up from a coma with just it's brand, motherfucker, right? That is Merlino, hands down. Like, another one of those. Again, worth the price of admission just to hear Merlino talk. Fantastic.
Brilliant mind. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Mind with the Brooklyn mouth. I love him.
We got other people here.
Now that's what I'm going to start calling.
And there have been times that his Brooklyn has come out. I've been there. I've seen that. His Brooklyn does come out from time to time.
Why we love him.
So Patrick Shannon, again, fantastic speaker. I've seen him, talk several times about agency, simplifying your agency, using just good marketing to bring people in and stuff like that. Herc, fucking legend, right? Like Herc's with Project Supremacy, with Zagio, with all the things that he's worked on. I actually got to hang out with him last year, and we got to nerd out a little bit on some just website builds. He did something really interesting last year. I unfortunately was speaking at the same time he was. Again, that's the one thing that I'm like, fuck, I wish I had more time, just to hang out with everyone. But last year, Herc built a website, had it ranking within, I believe it was a day. And it not for like a peanuts keyword, like actually a moderately competitive keyword, had it ranking, and the thing is still ranking. So again, being able to have that kind of feedback, that proximity, having all of that, right there at your fingertips. Again, any one of these speakers easily worth the single cost of admission just to hear them speak. Having all of them in one place, it's a no-brainer, right? Ted. What can we say about Ted? Other than just like bona fide badass, right?
Yeah. If Ted's in the room, pay attention.
He got Godfather style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one has as much data as that man has.
No.
And like probably one of the nicest dudes I've ever met too.
Oh yeah.
He is holding that puppy. He looks nice.
Yeah, he's probably kinder than that puppy. You're exactly right.
That photo is 1 or 2 steps away from him being a supervillain in a chair.
That's awesome. Chris Walker, you know, I've known Chris for several years. You know, one of the founders over at Legit. If you like agency, like scaling and stuff like that, making a profitable business, Chris definitely has some stuff going on. Definitely worth checking out. Adam, I've seen him talk. Adam's really kind of carved out a name for himself recently. Yeah. I've seen him we kind of crossed paths. I was at Mad Singer's event in Vietnam just a couple weeks ago, and Adam is actually in Phuket right now. And so we kind of like, it was one of those, like, we barely missed each other, but you know, missed each other. Adam does some really cool stuff. I've seen, I think first time I met him was in Nashville, and like brilliant mind. Wynnum, again, one of those OGs, right? What can we say about Wynnum? Like
sleeper agent,
just 100%. An OG, if you want to learn about like news,
internet, like literally one of the biggest monsters on the internet. Like people really don't understand what he's built over the past 10 years. Like the price of admission alone, he's another one. Like seriously.
I would say for his course, and then also for you guys that have his plugin, just based off of the information and what you've been able to do with that, I would easily add a comma and a couple extra zeros to that price tag he charges for it. Like if you were to get any of these guys just one off, it would be the price of the ticket.
Yep.
Yes. Super on that too. Like on these LLMS amplifier, we're finishing the JavaScript for him so it can be injected anywhere. And like, he just thinks on a different level. Like out of everyone that we work with, he is someone that just thinks so much on a network level and like how to scale authority. It's mind boggling to me every time he brings me math or data. I'm just like, golly, bro, like you went so far down the rabbit hole. He's so good at architecture and DNS too. I think a lot of people don't really understand what his real superpower is, and it's networks, you know?
Yeah. And leveraging that for cash money, right? Really. Not just to build, but build to fucking make money, right? And that's one of those, again, one of those things. Any one of these speakers, you talk to them and it's like, you want to build your business, make some fucking money with it, rock and roll. Like, let's go. These guys here, let's talk a little bit about Dan.
Let's not. No.
Dude, like automation, hands fucking down. Like the automation that I've seen you pull is unreal. Like, just absolutely. We got another one joining us here, right? We just Herc's here. Like we don't want to talk about what a badass he is. So like, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm a little badass in this room. I'm good, dude. I'm sorry about the house code, but I don't have time to shower and get jerk.
Yep.
Love it.
Awesome.
Man with priorities. Gotta love it.
Yep.
So yeah, we were just going over just the different speakers, all the stuff here. And again, Dan, like what you were doing with automation, seeing some of the videos and stuff like that that I've seen you crank out, like, dude, unreal. And the way that you automate it too. Let's do one of these things here. We'll do cinema style here. Just seeing the way that you automate a lot of the video creation, ideation. And like, I'll never forget this. So I think we were was it DC, where Merlino was speaking and you're like, oh yeah, I've cloned you, bud. Like his entire presentation, he's like, then we do this and then we do this and then we do this. You're like, I just did that.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the back of the room and had make.com open, just going, Okay, here, I just gave him the file. He's like, what? I'm like, go hand this to a VA, plug in all your API keys and stop doing it.
I have you. That's so cool. That was awesome. Andrew, dude, it goes without saying, probably one of the biggest voices that I've seen in AI, and one of the people that, like, you think on a whole new level, right? Like the entire idea of like AI and the way that you're implementing it, like chef's kiss, right? Absolutely fucking amazing. Just brilliant, brilliant, dude.
Thank you, dude. I'm obsessed. I love
AI. That's the beauty of all this, like, and everyone on here, right? Like we're so obsessed with AI. It's just like, again, this is one of those events that I see a lot of people and they're like, oh yeah, there's AI, and then SEO Spring Training. If you want to learn AI, this is the event to come to learn about AI, right?
Yeah, SEO is kind of a misnomer. It's AI first kind of now, but it's all surrounding kind of like marketing and your agency and stuff, or your business.
100%. Simon here, another beast, just like operates on a whole different level. Brilliant, coder, marketer, all of that.
So nice too.
Chris, I actually don't know super well. And to me, this is also one of those things that I'm really excited to see some new, to get some new blood in the mix. I think this is just going to be really cool. Again, just based on their bios, just amazing stuff, right? Again, Jacob, I don't know Jacob too well, but gonna be super cool. I'm looking forward to seeing again some new faces here. Ben, again, I've met him on a couple occasions, but again, you're talking GMBs, a Google Platinum expert. There's a lot of stuff that I think that Ben's going to bring to the table, right? Daryl, another legend, goes back to the days of like Network Empire, JK, Jimmy Kelly, right? So you're dealing with some old school marketers that actually know their shit, right? Eldar, what do we got about Eldar? Local dominator, beast mode when it comes to local, like really cool stuff. Dawood, I just hung out with him in Vietnam. What they're doing with PR and layering in PR with the traditional marketing, like, again, very, very cool stuff. Just the idea, and I think that this kind of goes without saying that, like, from an external signal standpoint, PR is going to be those ones that I'm really seeing kind of this overlap with marketing, where if you're not doing PR or if you're not doing external kinds of promotion of your brand, again, social media, again, is Merlino, if he were jumped in here, he would definitely say, it's who you are, what you do, where you do it, brand, motherfuckers, right? And the bottom line is that if you're not doing those external signals, you're already a step behind. You're a step or two behind the competition. That is an absolute must. So Dawood's really good. Looking forward to seeing what he's got. Oh my goodness, the list keeps going on and on and on here, right? Charles, if you do any kind of like large scale stuff, Charles has a pedigree and background in marketing that I don't think a lot of people can compare to. You're talking data on a very, very large scale. Used to work at Fox News, Verizon, some big heavy hitters in just like common household names. From an enterprise SEO standpoint, and just seeing the way he handles site migrations at scale, he's a guy you want to talk to, right? The next guy here, again, AI super nerd. Hopefully he's bringing Claude his setup for that. Rule your day, Robbie, you're always working on shit, always. True. And I think that's one of the things that I really appreciate and admire is like you're always got your hand in something new, checking out new ways to apply AI, things like that. Elias, I'm glad to see him back on the event. SEO Neo, Omega Indexer, Colincry, probably a handful of other projects that none of us are aware of but probably would come and slap you upside the head and be like, look, guys, this is how it's done. SEO Autopilot, right before it became Neo. Elias, I've been using his tools for a while, and dude's just a beast when it comes to SEO. Really, really good stuff. All right. Pete How many of you guys know Pete?
I love Pete.
Dude,
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Pete is an amazing dude. I'm so stoked that he's been doing a lot more public speaking, like just amazing stuff. Like I really do like Pete. Local business, and what I appreciate about Pete is that he simplifies stuff to the level of like non-complication, right? There was one of the talks that I'd seen him do where he was like, well, if it's dumb but it works, it's probably not dumb, right? Like,
Yeah.
it works. And so I thought that was really cool. Joy, interesting to hear her speak. I've spoke with Joy at a couple of different venues, but probably one of the more knowledgeable people that I know in my circles with GMBs, and seeing kind of what's going on with how GMB, what the latest with Google and GMBs are. So that's really cool. Bill, so fellow Coloradan, actually, Andrew.
Yeah, he lives in that tiny
So like
town.
Evergreen or like near, he's up at Hills,
It's further. It's
Conifer
like
or something like that.
Cripple Creek. That's the name.
There we go, Cripple Creek. But yeah, like you want to talk domains, stuff like that. Again, old OG marketer. Bill is a guy that I've never heard him speak, and I'm really looking forward to that. Lisa Parcell, you want to make money? Talk to Lisa. She scales stuff, does an amazing job at that, and she is a process girl, self-appointed process girl. Absolutely loves doing processes, scaling businesses, doing things like that. So always love to hear what she has to say. And then she's also known for double, triple dipping. So making sure that you're not just that you're leveraged on multiple angles within your business, right? Adam McChesney, saw him. I've seen him speak a few times. Absolutely phenomenal marketer. Definitely home services. Like, again, he brings simplicity to the complex nature of marketing, which I really do appreciate. Next one on here, Ariel Cohen. Saw her. I just caught her speaking for the first time in January, and like I was blown away. Like super really really good stuff. She works in like roofing and home services, and just like does an amazing job at blending social and everything else. Right. Let's get into these guys here. Chad. Again, one of the live things. I don't know if they're going to be live streaming this, but what I really appreciate about Chad is the way that a lot of times he'll use humor and comedy to actively engage people, right? I'm a big fan of like the laugh your ads off, that kind of like whole make funny videos kind of thing. And Chad does a really good job of this every year. One of the highlights at spring training, because it is kind of a baseball theme, is he'll take people and he'll do kind of a side-by-side comparison, or he'll do a mashup, and just some of them that he has come up with over the years, I've been in stitches on. They're so funny, so much humor behind that, and just definitely something that I appreciate, right? Corey, super nerd. And again, we're talking a little bit about one thing I want to touch on, Corey, that if you could tell us a little bit more about. You talk a little bit about zone theory. I want to make sure people understand this, because I think that this is something that's not talked about nearly enough during like SEO conferences and stuff like that. Again, this is some secret ninja sauce that you're going to throw on stuff, but tell us a little bit about like very high level zone theory.
Yeah, so like with the zone theory and the writer, I'll be releasing that GitHub for everyone at the conference as private for signups, because we're not just going to throw it out there. But there was a paper in Princeton, two guys made, and I'll have that for everyone to review too. Distilled that. Basically, they discovered that, in the new order of things, and like that was, almost a year ago now, but Google bots and crawling do it in zones, and they like to do navigation once, hero section once, and then zone 3 is like the butter zone. So I'm going to be like showing people how to implement that with the simple like Claude command, and add that to your site. So zone theory is just super important. Everyone needs to get over the long content format. we have so many provable sites that we'll be showing at conference as well, where 300 words gets the job done in the right zone and the right placement, right? It's all about crawl budget. So Zone Theory is really about like bringing all the information to the engine in the most like digestible way so that we get that initial crawl. Robbie's done a good job with his Sonic system of kind of doing that same approach of just getting, as much on index as quickly as possible and making it super digestible to the bots. A lot of people get lost in CMSs now. And, that's something that I want to try to help people correct this year. You've got to think different. And there's tools now where implementing AI, even if it's HTML frameworks, that you put inside of your Divi or your Elementor or whatever your CMS is, if you choose to not like use development translation bridge and just get out of that, there's a lot there that people are just missing. And I have multiple sites I can show that don't even they have zero backlinks. They have nothing. They just have Zone Theory and the new defined term set schema, which I'm going to introduce to everyone in those GitHubs where you can just pull them in and write that stuff automatically and create these internal, these are like knowledge graphs on knowledge graphs for everyone's brain. So I'm really excited to be bringing it. I'm really excited to be letting it go and letting people get a taste of what it really looks like to talk to the machine so well that you don't ever need more than one crawl. You index everything on that first crawl and then you take over most of it. So there's some discovery engine programming in there as well that helps with AI overviews. But yeah, Zone Theory it's super fire. And the schematic layovers that I'm going to be bringing in and offering to everyone at conference. Again, it'll be private GitHubs. We're not giving it to the world, but if you're at conference, then you're going to get access.
Hell yeah. One thing I kind of want to go back to, and we since Herc's on the call, Herc, what was it last year? You created the website and it had it ranking with what in a day? Isn't that what it was?
It was fast,
and it's still up. Really yeah, like it's super fast.
I think it was like a week. Yeah, and it was Phoenix Plumbing Co. And I mean, everyone should know by now if they're EMDs. I know there's a ranking benefit, and you can use them as brand. I know that's important as well. But the really nice thing about that particular site was I did rank for the EMD term very, very quickly, but within a couple more weeks, I ranked for plumber, which is the core of the whole industry in Phoenix. I got that to number 5 as well. Again, no links, no nothing, just feeding the right thing to the algorithm.
Yep. And I think that's to me, that's one of the biggest benefits. That's one of the biggest benefits of being able to connect with a lot of the people like at Spring Training is it's not this theory bullshit that you see with a lot of like, here's a slide deck, here's all my stuff. By the way, I sell this stuff and go ahead and buy from me, right? It's not the pitch kind of thing. This is like where you're going to go and all bullshit aside, you're going to learn what's actually working, how it's working, and then also be able to have conversations with people and say like, well, I tried that, this didn't work. And odds are it's because of something either you did or didn't do. And you're going to be able to get those answers shortcutted at this kind of a live event. So next speaker on here, dude, like Kyle. What's that?
To interrupt? Can I?
Yeah. Go for it.
That? Something you said there that's really is whether you succeed or whether you fail, you know why.
Absolutely.
Right? And on that. But that's something that a lot of people don't know. They'll either stumble their way into success or failure and have no feedback on what they did or did not do. And I think that a lot of these speakers at this event are going to be able to help you calculate those things.
Yeah, a bunch of data heads in one place at one time.
Right. It's awesome. Kyle, I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard him speak before, but probably one of the best storytellers that I've ever heard speak. Like it just his ability to tell a story and pull data into that story. Fantastic. I had the privilege of getting to hang out with him again in Vietnam recently. And dude, Kyle, like he's a fun dude, like definitely worth hanging out and picking his brain on stuff. He's just a blast. Aaron, so I've had the pleasure of getting to hang out with.
Oh, your audio's cutting out.
Is it cutting out again? How's that? Better?
Hey,
Maybe. Okay, perfect. I've had the privilege of getting to hang out with Aaron, and he's built some really interesting tools. He's got some really cool stuff going on, and definitely someone worth hanging out, chatting with, especially if you wanted to learn a little bit more about like engagement, link building, things like that. Pretty cool.
He's a serial entrepreneur, that guy.
Yeah.
Like, he knows how to take an idea and turn it into a business.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Austin, I don't know Austin all that well. I'm not sure if any of you have met Austin.
Nah.
So again, new blood in the mix. I'm always happy to see, new people and connect with new people. I'm surprised to see Chase here. This is actually going to be really, really cool. So if you're not familiar with Chase, he is actually one of the founders at Go High Level or High Level.
Why is he here, not his peon servants?
because he wants to come learn from all of us.
The super nerd fest.
Because they're struggling with their AI studio right now.
They are, man.
They'll be selling t-shirts at the booth.
I just want the hoodies.
I have so many.
I do. It will be interesting though to see what he brings.
Your audio's cutting out again, BK.
All right. I probably just need to
Maybe it's just me. To me, he gets real quiet all of a sudden.
Oh, real quiet. Awesome.
Yeah, you're no longer across the room shouting.
Hey. Cool. And then Jason. I actually don't really know Jason all that well, but this looks really cool. So he coaches on Google Ads. Any of you guys ever heard Jason talk before?
Yeah. He's the guy that did Rank and Rent back in the day. He was probably one of the bigger dudes that was a proponent of Rank and Rent.
Nice. So, yeah, I think this is going to be really cool. Again, like this thing's coming up here less than a month, or at the end of this month rather, and I'm super stoked on this. This is going to be super cool. Herc, when you joined in, we didn't get a chance to hear about kind of what you're going to be talking on as we're doing this. Or Dan, I think Dan, we got to circle back to you as well and learn a little bit about what you're going to be discussing. So either one of you guys, if you want to take it and tell listeners what you're going to be discussing at Spring Training.
I don't know, to be honest. And I like plannings. I like going off the cuff.
Sure.
I do have a planned maybe a planned intro where what I'm going to do is pull the audience and I'm going to show them how to solve problems, how to look at problems. All related to AI, SEO, and stuff like that.
Sure.
Because one of the things I see in when I teach is people don't know how to look at a problem and solve it. I don't care what the problem is. I feel like I've done this for long enough that like there's always a way to solve it. And I mean, I could just sit there and say, who's got a problem in SEO? Let's talk about it. You don't know how to solve it. Let's talk about it. And make it like an interaction like that, where instead of me just like puking slides on you or data, like I'm going to, right, and show you how I take a look at problems or back to your point, how to measure the successes or measure the failures so that you can eliminate failures and multiply successes. And a lot of it's going to be based on the way you think and the data that you have and how to analyze it. So I don't have a planned speech. I don't like doing them. I like being off the cuff.
I absolutely love that. And that's one of my biggest probably complaints with a lot of traditional conferences that I go to is it's like, again, it's the slide deck and look at me, I'm up on stage and we're talking about this stuff and there's a slide, but there's no real actionable shit, like no meat on the bone that someone can really sink their teeth into. And that's what I really like about Spring Training is that with presentations like that, where like, to be quite honest, I could give a fuck all against for slide decks or any of that. Like what I really like is let's roll up our sleeves. Let's build some stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Let's actually do something that someone can walk away with and be like, I took that one thing Herc said, or that, Dan said, or, Corey or Andrew, Robbie, any one of these speakers that we've just looked at, they can take one thing. And if you can implement that today in your business and start making money with it, start enhancing what you're doing, streamline a workflow, whatever. Because again, that's streamlining systems, that's making money. You bought back your time.
Yeah.
Any of that is really, really valuable. I think that, that's again worth the cost of admission, and being able to have all of these people in one place, like, just amazing.
I mean, I think like if you're not taking advantage of this conference and you're not really investing in your business, like this is the Avengers. Like I've been around a hot minute, and like the people that are going to be there, like this is stupid, right? It's not even like a decision other than you can't afford it, or you're not ready to like absorb all the information and be actionable and be an entrepreneur, right? Like you're going to have an excuse, and that's fine. But like outside of that, if you're not at this event, you're just messing up, man. It's the council of like the smartest people, in my opinion, on the internet. And I've been around for a long time. I look young, but I'm 48 and I'm old. and I've watched, I have so much love for a lot of these people in the room. I don't know some of you as well. I'm very close with Andrew and Brian. We've been through some shit. And like, whenever you build something that you care about as an entrepreneur, if you can't invest $3,000 to get out to Chandler and like come and set with these people who, I can speak to myself. Like in the past 2 years, I've spent six figures educating myself on where we're headed in AI marketing. And, that equity alone, like I will set with people. I'm like the last person to go to bed, like 2 years ago, last conference, me and Lee Witcher were up at 3 a.m. still, right? Like I love that. And it feeds, I think like the people that are coming to this conference, we all get fed by that. And when you multiply that by like all these people in one space, all you got to do is like introduce an idea. If you're an agency trying to figure it out, to one of us, and by the end of the conference, it's going to spread like wildfire. And we're going to be like, wow, here, like
right.
People need to understand the value of that. This isn't just a speaking event. This is a let's get shit done event too, right? And that's a really important factor. Like these days, everyone's moving so fast. Come to the conference where we're all moving faster than you, so that we can help you get your speed.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's a compounding effect too, right? Like, I think that there's a lot of things, and again, there are no dumb questions. Like, if you have a question, by all means, write it down. Come talk to any one of us there. And I like to, I really like people to understand, like, it's okay to fail. It's when you don't try, that becomes the problem, right? Where
success comes
and
from
fail often, right?
Yeah.
And
especially in a room full of SEOs, where literally we're testing things all the time, and the amount of times that we have fucked up insurmountably is higher than the amount of times we've had success when we were starting.
If you're not on like iteration 56, then you're not there yet. But I think a lot of people don't understand that. So that's something that, I want to bring forward in my presentation too, is like patience and learn and grind and grind and grind. Like, you're not going to get there on the first iteration. And if you feel like you're there, then, you probably need to dig into your code and have a better look at it. But, it's not ChatGPT time anymore.
Too many people want certainties. Right? They want a certainty. They're unwilling to take action until they're certain of the plan, and they're certain of the result that they think they're going to get. And that's just a huge mistake in the way that you think. Go in understanding like stuff's going to happen, right? And I'm going to learn a lesson. And again, going back to what you said again, Brian, you know what I mean? Having those failures happen and learning from them, understanding why they happen, looking at the lesson, and it's a thing that you're not going to do the next time you try. You might make another mistake, but it'll be a new mistake. But each mistake you stack up becomes something that you will never make that mistake again. And when you finally start hitting the wins, the mistakes lessen, the wins happen, and you end up on stage speaking at SEO Spring Training. You know what I mean? Like that's,
Yeah.
and I'm sure every one of us here was an attendee of a conference before they were ever a speaker, and probably multiple conferences.
And I fucked up so many things in the past. Oh my God. Still there's things where like you'll do stuff and you're like, well, shit, that didn't work the way I expected.
Or shit,
Try it again.
What?
Yeah.
And
I mean, from business perspective, sometimes you
Yeah.
fail from like coding or SEO. Sometimes it's from a business. Sometimes it's more accounting. Sometimes it's marketing. It's just like, but being in the spring training, I'm sure there's, I could learn from each one of you or attendees something new. Like I'm sure everybody have their own experience and something.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Well, and
You know, it's a good event when the speakers want to watch the other speakers.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's your USB drive. Here's your USB drive. Here's your.
I feel like I get pissed off if I get booked in a room with like a main stage speaker I want to go see. Damn it. I gotta go
and
speak. I want to watch it.
that's just it. It's like, but the other thing is that outside in that commons area, again, that's what I absolutely loved about the venue is that everyone is hanging out after the fact. And it's like, dude, I either, if you're not able to see someone speak, or if you have additional questions behind that, everyone is super accessible. And last year it was just like, I know, Herc, you and I hung out after the event at one point, or after one of the days at one point, and you pulled up Zagio and you're like, hey, this is how I'm doing this. This is how I'm doing this. To me, that was like, oh shit, that's really cool. You know
what's crazy, dude? I was really honored by you doing that. I never got the opportunity to say that, but
thank you.
You took the time to come and reach out to me, and I felt real honored by that. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
That was huge for me, dude.
Well, I think what you're building with that's really cool. It's awesome to see where people are at and their different approaches to things. And then being able to, again, peel back the curtain a little bit on this and be like, okay, so that's how you're doing that. Interesting. That's really cool. How you're implementing this. And I think that literally if you're walking away from an event like this and not getting something, either you're not asking the right questions, maybe you're too shy, in which case, like I would implore everyone that comes to the event, like I tend to be a pretty personable guy. I tend to talk a lot and stuff like that. But if you need introductions to anyone, come find me, come find Terry, come find Elizabeth and be like, hey, I would love to talk to Dan. I would love to talk to Herc. I would love to talk to Robbie. I'd love to talk to any one of these speakers. We'll make the introduction if you're shy and aren't willing to do that. But like, I think in general, if you just come sit down, hang out, start. I mean, we're all there. We're all in internet marketing. We're all building things. We're all nerds, right? We enjoy it, and I think the ability to, we just absolutely love it. And if someone's going to ask us questions about, like, well, what did you do here? How did I'm an open book. Like, let's talk, right?
Yeah,
let's discuss what's actually going on. And I think it's really interesting because, again, like in working with people, across the entire spectrum of, on-page SEO, link builders, white hat, black hat, every shade in between, and being able to actually discuss things, with various positions and how people approach marketing. I think that it really, you can walk away with some great ideas and enhance what you're building yourself. So yeah, absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'll throw my hat in the ring too for anyone that like, just please come up and walk up to me and just say hello, and we'll have a laugh and we'll have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm there for. I love the conversations. So anyone, please don't be shy to come up and start up a conversation with me. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're rolling right up at the top of the hour here. Anything else you guys want to add? Every one of us has codes. And so if you're interested in picking up your ticket, you still have time. There's still the online version. Again, online's good. You're going to get information out of it, but there's no substitute for being there live and in person, and the conversations that you're going to be able to have after hours, outside of the slide decks, all of that. So, again, SEOspringtraining.com. Go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
it just came across my desk the other day because it was about sales mentality and like a guy selling like really high priced cars, right? And a lot of times people will come in and they'll say, well, how much is it going to be? They want to know the price right away. And the guy, when they ask him that, he says, what do you mean? What do you mean? What's the price? He's like, well, how much does the car cost? He's like, are you asking me how much it costs to buy the car, or how much does if you don't buy the car?
Yeah.
Two different scenarios. And it's like, when I think of this ticket price, people, you know, right away the mind now, like, can I afford this? You know what I mean? But the other question is like, can you not afford it? You know what I mean? Like, what do you lose by not attending? Because I guarantee you, anyone that's gone to any one of these events doesn't go home feeling like, shit, I wasted my money. Every single person that goes to these events is like, holy crap. You know what I mean? And the multiplier on your business far outweighs the cost of the tickets from the one, the two, or the main things that hit you and made you connect and changed your business. So it's the cost of the ticket. It's the cost that you'll lose by not attending. And that's very measured. But sometimes you have to take a risk. You know what I mean? And ask anyone that's gone to conferences why they continue to go to conferences, and you should have.
If you make it like Wednesday, I'm sorry, BK.
You're good.
No, if you make it like Wednesday through Sunday and you have a business, like for the price of admission, you're probably going to have enough time to set with me, set with Andrew, set with BK, set with her, set with Dan, set with Robbie, right? With all the people, you could probably like leave the conference with a new business built on, you know, like
Totally.
That's the reality of where we're at versus 2 years ago, right? Like we're all so actionable. We have so many actionable tools. Like, hey, like, oh, I'm going to sit down with BK for an hour and get this, and then I'm going to get this from Andrew, I'm going to get this from Corey, I'm going to get this from Herc, I'm going to get this from Dan, I'm going to get this from Robbie, and then by the time you're on the plane going home, you're like, look, I got a whole new environment, right? I have a whole new way to approach my business. Like that alone is, to your point, Herc, like if you're not investing at that level, you need to go ahead and exit stage right, because you're not going to make it. You know, like, and I don't say that in a negative way, but like, if you're like on the fence, go get the money, put it on a credit card, and then be dedicated when you come to conference. And when you set with us, any one of us, take that information, take the tools we're giving you, and build. Be an entrepreneur. Right?
Show you guys how to
like I think
build and flip a website for $1,000 like 3 times over in a week at the conference, so that you can pay off your ticket. And it's like, it'll cost you like $30-$40 to have what you do this. It's not hard.
And
you just need a little bit.
Just the price, the price of admission to get those GitHubs, you know, from Andrew, from you, and from me, and from BK, from Dan, Robbie, like,
the value is ridiculous.
Well, Dan typically does a thing too at conferences. If you don't mind me sharing this, Dan, like, but all of the automations that you give, they're only available for the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like with Clint's link building thing. Like if you were there, you got it. If you didn't get it, sorry. But I know one of the things that you've done in the past, Dan, is like you had was it last year? You had an entire automated telemarketing system.
So yes, and
for customer support. And then it got taken down after the conference because you're like, I'm not sharing this with everyone.
Yeah.
This is the privilege of actually being involved.
Yep. So this year for Tech Mastermind, since then I've hired several developers and we've been at work on this. So I've finally taken the data that we've got. So we've got 80 million records in B2B in the US, completely filterable by ICP, revenue, all that stuff. I've now taken that system and turned it into a full-blown automation, outreach, follow-up, and appointment setting system. And I will be giving that away at Tech Mastermind for you guys to go ahead. You can filter, parse, do whatever you want, completely automate your outreach across 6 different verticals, and then have it figure out what that person's looking for, because we're getting all the browsing data every day. We get 13 billion rows of URL level data. So I can have that spin up in the email. Hey, saw you visited XYZ competitor yesterday. You were currently browsing over here and doing this thing yesterday, and having it weave that into the sales and marketing conversation. So if you show up to the conference and you do the tech mastermind, I will give you the tool to do the outreach, to go home and have 5 clients waiting for you by the end of the month.
Again, price of it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll throw in like some website building and hosting, like all automated, like 20 minutes to a beautiful, fully optimized, like the kind of websites that are ranking #1 without link. I'm gonna have a wicked package for all.
Yeah,
free.
I'm gonna be dropping. I'll be dropping very sick.
Same here, discounts and package, and not just like free stuff. So we'll share it.
Yeah, and then my regular day session will be the other half of that. So it'll be, you can plug in, because I didn't get a chance to talk about this yet, but I'm going to keep it super short. So my presentation is using OpenClaw, which I know a lot of people are like, oh shit, don't do that. And with all the automations and stuff, I've finally figured out how to get them all hooked up to APIs and actually built into systems. So now it's the other half of the equation. If you plug in your ideal customer avatar and you plug in what you're trying to sell them, it will start with the ads, the landing pages, the VSLs, everything first, and then work in reverse to build out your marketing, your social media posts, your website build, everything, so that the entire funnel from front to back is done. So if you attend Tech Mastermind, I'll give you everything to get the clients. If you attend the regular session, I'll give you everything up to the point of sale.
Again, cost of admission. It's wicked awesome, man. Terry, jumping in here.
Morning, gentlemen.
We're
How are
gonna
you?
spend a little bit
The
of
man
time
himself.
hanging out, and like we're stoked. Like we've gone through the speaker list. There's a lot of guys. It's definitely a go-giver kind of crowd that you have, and like everyone is just we're stoked.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Fast enough.
Yeah, we can't wait. This is like crunch time for us, obviously. So we call it the crunch pucker up time. So. Oh, there's Mr. Flint.
Shit.
How are you guys doing?
You guys are all in trouble now.
Great. I know, right?
Fuck, Dad's here.
I've been
I appreciate you guys doing this today. That's awesome. We got to listen to it when we were over at my mom's house doing some stuff before construction started. So awesome, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked on seeing some new blood in the mix and seeing all that. I'm stoked that Clint is going to be doing some roundups again, the legendary Clint Butler roundup. Like, I'm stoked on that, man.
I know. I got everyone was talking about those Plod Pros, so I'm getting a Plod Pro, and then I'm installing OpenClaw, and gonna use Plod Pro to take the notes, and then use OpenClaw to summarize it and build a little website, so you guys all have it right there instead of my jacked up handwriting, because I'm sure most of you have seen that.
So, Clint, when you get the Plod, there's a desktop function built in with the Plod as well. It allows you to hook into any other service to automate what you're talking about doing. So you can have it where the Plod recording comes in. As you take screenshots with your phone, it'll stick them into the chat inside a Plod, and then it'll push, and you can have it build the website for you on the fly as you watch each presenter.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the nerd.
Yeah. I mean, I just got excited about using. I finally found a reason to use OpenClaw. So leave me alone, man. Just bring cigars and all that.
Oh, I got you covered.
It was funny in the Facebook chat for the presenters yesterday. Simon Cornelius was talking about, turning your presentation into an SOP that you can hand away. So, of course, yesterday I logged into Claude, my best friend and buddy, and I put in one of my old presentations. I said, turn this into an SOP. And I was like, holy shit.
Right?
Yeah, so that's even a freaking, another, thing, if you can turn your presentations into something that people can actually walk away with and, implement we're at a whole different ball game this year compared to the last 6 years. So
I've even been, like, building Claude artifacts with animations and sharing those. Like, it's so dope, man. Like, you want to talk about a slideshow on crack. Like, I mean, if you're writing in React and you're doing 3D fiber work, you can just move that over. Like I'll drop it. I'll drop it in DSC, but I've been sharing it with Brian and Andrew. Like as I'm trying to explain the brain stuff, it's just so sick, man. It's like interactive web page, but it's still deck focused, and I think that's probably what I want to do for my presentation. I'm actually going to have that artifacts and leave that up for like 2 weeks so people can go back and reference it and take it from the internet. And I'll have a PowerPoint stack too, but I think the interactive teaches people way faster.
100%.
You know what's weird, dude? By the time the conference actually happens, the whole AI landscape will be like way too
so true.
that our presentations will be like out of date.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't bugged you guys for topics yet, because I'm gonna wait until we're 10 days out, and then we're gonna lock you guys.
Yeah, it's that window keeps getting smaller.
Yeah,
that's why I don't have.
Days ago, the AI was this.
Yeah.
What's changed?
Oh, I'm gonna do OpenClaw version 6. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Do you guys have any questions about some of the speakers that you guys don't know? Some of the people.
Yeah, we so there were a couple of them that I had never seen talk before, and let me just pull this back up. There were a couple of them that I was like, I've never seen them. While
you're doing that, we did have, this is the most, we average about 60 to plus people wanting to speak. This year we definitely had more than 80. And it's funny too, because obviously I don't really put people on stage that I don't kind of know. But I'm kind of getting away from that just because I'm listening to other people saying, hey, you need to break out a little bit. So, but yeah, so there is definitely some new blood this year. And, with all the different thinking. So yeah, ask away. I'm happy to talk to you guys.
Yeah. So a couple of them here, obviously seen all you guys here. Really looking forward to hearing Chris speak again. His presentation last year was just wild. That was really good.
His energy is awesome too.
Totally.
Yeah, he's gonna have more time on stage this year. So you guys are.
So one of them who I'm not familiar with, Chris Martinez and Jacob. Not super.
Chris Martinez, Elizabeth and I a couple years ago decided that we needed to get ready to exit, whatever that exit looked like. Sell, give it to Skylar, whatever. But we also knew that we weren't ready for that. So Chris has a company called Bloom, and he has 2 events every 6 months. I'm not sure if he's going to continue to do them. He did a big life change that he's probably going to talk about. But he basically teaches companies and people how to get their agencies ready to sell. Whether you do a roll up, whether you do all the different variables. The first 10 minutes of his conference, he's like, okay, write your magic number down you want to sell your business for, and then reduce it by half, and all these things, and you're left with like these little pennies. You're like, okay, well, my numbers were off. So, but it's stuff that I think a lot, especially people that have been in this business a long time, we always have to pay attention to how we're going to get out, and hopefully have a lifestyle from that. So that's what Chris brings to the table. Super, super great guy. Jacob Kettner, he's an agency owner, but he's unique. He's an agency owner that doesn't deal in the agency. So he's like the thinker. He's the creator, and then he has people to implement. It's really a really cool thing. He's actually, in my mind, actually the way I like to see things. I like to just come up with ideas and plans and have staff take it and run with it. Well, he took it to the next level. So he's got a big agency up in Canada. He's going to come down and talk to you guys about, all that different type of stuff about different agency growth. So, those are good.
Awesome. Yeah. Ben, seeing him on there. I know Ben, I've actually chatted with him on a couple occasions. It's been a little while, but it'll be interesting because historically, we've seen guys that are a bit more aggressive when it comes to SEO, and Ben definitely errs on the more conservative side of like, let's not fuck with your GMB, right? And
and Ben was a specific find because of the GMB problems. GBPs are our biggest freaking nightmares. If you do agency work, you wake up in the morning and just wonder if something's going to suspend today. But that's anything. So he definitely brings a different aspect of it, especially the how to get had to get reinstated, had to do, all the different problems that he talked at Lisa P's event. And during his talk, I asked him to come to spring training because I was specifically looking for somebody. I'm actually going to have a GBP panel this year. So we're going to have 4 people up there just talking about maps. So because it is still a big game, no matter what AI does, maps for local is still going to be a play. So
I'll throw my hat in the ring for something like that, because as you and I have talked about, I know I've talked with Clint and a couple other guys on this. I have a very unique situation when it comes to maps that I'll talk to some people about at the event. But reinstating through one of my accounts is impossible. It cannot be done. And so that'll be really it's going to be an interesting conversation, especially around GBPs, as it relates to what can happen. So when I spoke in Vietnam recently, that was actually one of the topics of my speech, is what happens when the system is essentially weaponized against against a particular profile. And that is something that I am seeing much more prevalent, where especially as Google moves into this whole like AI first, entity first, things like that. I just caught an article. I think Adam Chronister had posted this recently, and one of the things that they were talking about is in AI mode. There was an article he'd referenced where essentially it's basically you can downplay through monetization. There's potentially the ability to downplay competitors and advertise you in, based on that. I know also through different signals, different things like that, when it comes to AI and consensus around what AI understands with your business, that can really sway a lot of things. So, not to go into like the effective negative SEO, but I am personally seeing that a lot more, where if someone's entity gets jacked with, that can have catastrophic effects when it comes to AI understanding, who you are, what you do, where you do it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why, protecting your Gmail is so important.
100%.
I got, we had a problem about 2 months ago, and my client had his map suspended. And like, okay, well, we can, we've got about an 80% success rate of getting that back. So we tried, but then we found out, no, his map didn't get suspended. His Gmail got suspended. Jeez. So everything that was attached to his Gmail was gone. And,
that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. And that's a new negative, not SEO, but a negative attack on you to go after your Gmail.
Exactly. And so one of the things that I'm seeing with that, and again, I'm happy to discuss with people at spring training, is that depending on the Gmail itself, I've also seen different accounts where things that you're doing outside of GMB can then translate into a suspension on your account. So one of the most common things I've seen recently is photos, in all honesty. So I've seen some really interesting things that, depending on, Google likes to sync your photos back and forth with Google Photos. And I'm seeing some very interesting things happen there that have resulted in account suspensions that, imagine losing your access to your entire Google photo library. And it's not just your account, it's anyone that you're actually connected to.
Yeah.
So it's this whole idea of shoot first, questions later. And actually, we don't even want to take your questions. We're just going to shoot. Right. So really interesting.
Yeah. So I think Ben's going to be a huge value add for people to talk to him about stuff. Because if you're in an agency, you deal with this crap. If you haven't yet, hold on to your butts.
Right. you haven't been doing business if you haven't dealt with this. I mean, it is a common.
And to be honest with you, that's the main reason I use LeadSnap, because LeadSnap protects 95% of suspensions that we have to deal with. So. Little plug to one of our sponsors.
Heck yeah. Austin. I don't know a whole lot about Austin. Talk to me about him.
Austin's a unique guy. He's niche down. He comes from the 7-figure agency or 7-figure, the Josh Nelson model. And if you don't know Josh Nelson, he's probably built more freaking millionaires in this business than anybody. But he's very niche down. He didn't really want to go into his bio because this story is what changes things. He actually, I'm not going to tell too much about it, but his story, and then the way he found his niche and the way he took over his niche. Just a really freaking cool guy.
Nice.
So, and he's so damn busy. I was just glad we could get him in the first day. So
he's not the bikini waxing empire guy.
What's that?
He's not like the bikini waxing empire guy.
No.
There's money there.
Yeah, and then Chase is coming from high level. Actually, Sean Clark and everybody, we're all kind of buddies and everything. But Chase is actually going to come on, and he asked me what he wanted to talk about. I said, I want you to talk about what Go High Level can do that we've been using high level at our agency for 6 years now, 5 years. And we don't use a lot of that. I don't use a lot of the news. I don't build websites with it, and I don't do any of that stuff with it. But super excited again. They're the platinum sponsor again, our fourth year in a row, high level sponsored, and that we're excited to finally have them on stage this year.
Yeah, and then the last one here, Andrew actually talked about Jason with his rank and rent stuff. I'm excited. This is the first time I've ever heard Jason speak. So
Jason, he spoke at our digital one, and Jason is
that was 2019, right?
No,
that was
the digital one that we had a few months.
Oh yeah, the other one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but Jason he's the Google Ads guy, and I'm at the opinion right now that everybody should be doing Google Ads. I don't even think it's an option anymore. I don't think you can just do organics. So I think it's getting too tight. And I learned so much from him on the digital one, and because I'm in AdWords, I'm getting ready to go into AdWords right now, and it's just the way you set it up, the way you protect it, the negative. Just the whole way he sets up campaigns is pretty freaking awesome. So. And I knew I wanted to have somebody to come on the paid side, because again, that's not going away either. Google's kind of shoving that down our throat more and more every day. So,
LSA right now, like I'm running about 15 LSA accounts. It's crazy how effective it's become in the past 3 months. They're really hedging their bet on paid ads.
They are, for sure, especially local. Local's the way to do it. So, and then that's the cool thing about Jason is that he's just a nice freaking guy, man. He's just one of those guys like a lot of us that just sit down, have a conversation, and he'll give you the shirt off his back. So
heck yeah,
and that's the kind of people we want. So he's super excited to come. He's actually never spoke on stage. So there's a couple of people that are coming that have never spoken on stage. So,
and I love seeing that the new blood in the mix, which is really cool.
So, and I seem to be known for that.
Nice.
Hey, get your butt on stage.
This is great. So this is again the venue. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but what's really cool is in the area and on the venue, this kind of like outdoor plaza area with it. That was probably beyond the stage and pitch decks or the slide decks and everything for everyone. That's probably where the magic, the most magic that I'd seen happen, right? Just that the collective getting to hang out, talk outside, and just the speakers being available.
Yeah, and then, but another thing too. This is good. I sent Brian the app, but we have an app this year. And this app is going to help you guys, go to dinner together, network together, meetups, all this stuff. And, you guys know how big I am on networking. Elizabeth and I specifically choose these venues for networking. We go and stay there. We see what it's like. We see where people can meet and hang out, and what time the bar closes. That's a super important thing for our group.
Very important.
No, you're not closing at 9:00 when we're here. But we wanted to build a system. We looked at doing it last year. It's going to be like $12,000 or something. Well, here comes Terry with Claude and vibe coding and all that good stuff. So we built an app, so everybody's going to have access to the app, and you're going to be. The app is pretty cool. As soon as Brian gets done with the security checks, then I'm ready to go live with it. So
sweet.
But it's pretty awesome. it is about, hey, finding people, getting together. It's got a chat system in there. So if you want to ask Clint a stupid question, he'll probably give you shit, but he'd probably answer you. So
it'll be an answer one way or the other.
Google it.
Right.
Well, I'm excited.
Terry, whatever happened to the tool that you showed me last year?
Oh, it's almost ready. The biggest thing I built a whole lead generation system. And that was like the very first tool I did. And I did it all in Replit. And so I'm actually a moderator in the Replit Facebook group. So it's pretty funny. But I did it all in Replit, which was my big mistake. So I've actually taken that whole tool, re-put it back in Claude, rebuilt it in Claude, and now I'm ready to put it back into Replit. So that's what I found out. The biggest thing about these systems is my developer brain, because I've been building software so long. I can work out with Claude, and the whole system, cost me hardly anything. And then I can take the whole system, put it into Replit. I think the last app I built literally cost me about $97. Because I did all the work in Claude and then brought everything over to Replit. And it just, took Replit about 20 minutes and about another hour of fine tuning and tweaking, and we had a live app. So I do like hosting it on Replit too, because of their security. They've got one of the toughest securities in the market, because obviously they've probably got the biggest marketplace.
They got the biggest dummies.
But that's one of the things that you got to protect your APIs and stuff like that. So, but another thing good about Replit is they have a whole API system to where you don't even need to get your own. So I think I'm using Nano Banana for my images, and they're costing me like 0.002 cents an image or something. So it's like crazy fun.
Love it. Yeah.
And then at Tech Day, you guys are going to get to see my schema builder. My schema builder is all done and ready.
Yeah, I'll be showing off my defined term set builder too. So it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun day. I'm looking forward to Thursday because I'm such a nerd.
And this is the first year we've taken Tech Day to be a whole day. It's usually just an afternoon. So we know how popular it is and how much fun it's going to be. So the Tech Day is the day, man. If you can, I've actually got people coming in just for the Tech Day because they can't come in for the whole weekend. So totally fine. That's it's a day that's not recorded. Never be recorded. So, matter of fact, one of these years I'll probably have to take cell phones.
Probably sooner than later. All right, gentlemen, I gotta go. I gotta
awesome.
In a minute.
No worries. Awesome. David, you're here. How's it going, man?
Brian, doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. It's a pleasure to see you again. It's been what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, man, 2 weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, talking a little bit about what everyone's got going on. I know anyone else on here, Robbie, you guys can hang out. Awesome. If not, totally get it. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing here on SEO Spring Training. I know you and I had a really good conversation in Vietnam about the importance of PR and like consensus, right? Off-page signals that really enhance the brand. And I think that as we get more and more into AI, as AI becomes a more commonplace for people, like this is absolutely critical for businesses to understand. What are you going to be talking about at Spring Training? Or general ideas?
I think, for my talk, I'm going to, talk about like how to build brand visibility, in AI, and, how the actual steps and processes we follow to kind of do some viral digital PR stories. So I think my talk will be more about that, and kind of controlling AI consensus through PR brand mentions, how we do it. And apart from that, I love to talk about the new things happening in AI, how we are automating at our agency. Last year we were 410 people, and we kind of have grown in revenue, but we actually have reduced in people. So I think, hanging out there with all of you, I think we can talk about, what everyone is doing in, automation and how improving. I'm sure Andrew will have a lot of things to talk about as well, and looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm super stoked on that. You're bringing your books again? I'm not sure
Yes,
if
I
you
will.
understood knew this, but you're a published author as well, and you were kind enough to sign my book for me. I've been reading through that. It's a great read. Man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll get some copies with me for sure.
Awesome, super cool. Let's see what else we got here. Awesome. No, yeah, like I said, just kind of hanging out with everyone here, going over what we're all talking about. Looked like Merlino was trying to get in here, but
yeah, Merlino was trying to get in.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Did you guys get a chance to look at the Claude leak yet?
I started going through that, and I caught it a little late to the game last night, and I was like, oh shit, got to download.
Dude, I was late too. Like normally I'm on it like the hour of, but it seemed such like a hype thing. I'm like, there's no way Claude's code got leaked. I'm like, shit, it got leaked. It's literally their code.
What's up, Merlino?
What's going on, y'all? I think I made it in here.
Yeah, you're in.
What's the deal? Can y'all hear?
We can hear you loud and clear.
What's going on? I can't even see who's in here, bro. It's too bright out here. But hello to everyone. I think I heard Andrew's voice.
Yes, sir.
Little Mike.
Y'all been trying to get fucker for about 40 minutes, man. The problem was, just so everyone knows, I was trying to log in and authenticate with Google instead of Facebook. The minute I did it with Facebook, then I got in.
Got it. Yep. Cool. So I think it goes without saying, like we were just kind of going over what people are talking about, what they love about the event, stuff like that. What do you got going on? I think it goes without saying, man, just like when we were talking earlier, it's your presentation kind of goes without saying. If people haven't seen you speak before, they're going to get woken up out of a coma. It's like,
Big Dan, what up, baby boy?
Yo.
Now I can see little ass screen. Yeah, man. Listen, man. If you ain't never heard me talk, you'll be in for a fucking surprise. That's number one. Number two is your boy been talking about brand, right? For as long as anybody can remember. The beautiful part, the most, bro. I don't even talk SEO anymore, quite honestly, because that shit should all be automated with agents by now. Like, wake up. But you'll be hearing a lot of AI and brand, and AI just makes it so easy to just saturate whatever market you want. And you just need to know the right signals to send, where to send them. I call them pressure points, right? If you know what pressure points to press, I don't care how big and diesel someone is, son. You hit a pressure point, they folding up like a little toddler, kid. And that's what I do with algorithms. I press pressure points and make them fold. You feel me? So a lot of AI and a lot of automation, like the SEO stuff, it's like, boy, man, shit. You know, hopefully they have that intact. If not, they'll pick some shit up from other speakers. But boy, we in that AI realm heavily right now.
Nice. Cool. Dewood, you got anything else that you want to talk about as far as, you mentioned your presentation. What are you, anything that you're looking forward to in particular about this event?
I'm definitely looking
I don't know. Are you asking me?
Dewood, he's on here. And then we'll get to you too, Mike.
Copy that.
Mike is excited. I'm definitely looking to, like playing some golf as well. But yeah, man, I mean, like trying to, like see what everyone is doing around AI automations. We're also like testing a lot of like Reddit and stuff. So I would definitely want to see what others are doing with Reddit and kind of maybe, like geek out some, like around that.
Yo, Kato, you remember, I forget which event, bro, because we've been at so many, but remember I was at an event, we was talking about some little magical things and the places that we put them on, you know what I'm saying? And Reddit DC. Was one of them, Quora was the other one, and then I think it was before DC, maybe, but if not, it retouched it, because by then, Holly already had like, killing that Reddit shit. She was like, I remember after one of my talks, she was like, hey, 'Cause she asked me a couple of things, and I just looked at her like, bro, let me know after you find out the pressure points, because like that's something I picked up from Holly long ago, before I was even a tester, right? Like, how do you know how something really works, or how far to push it, or how much you need? You got to break it, bro. That's the only way, man. And not for nothing, right? If you got clients, you're not supposed to break their sites, and you're not supposed to break their GMBs, right? You got to have your own assets for that, or you're not in the realm of where some of us are, where we test hard body, right? So that we try to break things, so we know the pressure points and how to put it back together also, because you can't be all offense, right? You got to know how to be reactive and play defense.
Well, and seeing your face, so touching on that point about Reddit, what was really funny is watching the interaction between you and Holly when she was talking to you about that, because it literally, like, if people don't know this about Mike wears his heart on his sleeve. What you see is what you get. And when that got brought up, it's like, hey, yeah, I've been fucking with Reddit, and you can see Mike go like, God damn, no, it's been working for me. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah, don't break it. Yep, exactly.
But yeah, it's that'll be something really cool to talk about. I'm interested in seeing kind of what you're working on. There would like on like how you're approaching that from a PR standpoint, and like I'm seeing it work really well. I know I was on Joy Hawkins. She did a thing on Reddit for an AMA, and like Reddit crushes it. It's good, like really good stuff.
Yeah. Also from an agency standpoint, like because we kind of also do like a lot of cold outreach. I mean, like before SEO, I was a sales guy. So DM, like Insta DM has been working for us, and we kind of are automating it. So would love to, share that with other agency people that are trying to, get leads through, DMs and direct emails.
Love it. That's super cool. Hell yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, we've been at this for about an hour and 40. Anything else that you guys want to add? I mean, we've got the link kind of scrolling down below.
I got something. I came in late. Hold on a minute. Please, 1 second. For anybody that sees this call, let me give you a little fucking story down memory lane. And just to be upfront, right? I do a lot and stuff, and I've always valued my time more than anything. Just keep that in mind. Then in 2021, I started in this little realm, right? In 2022, at an event, I met Terry, and his family was there. And it was the most touching thing to me I ever saw. And I reached out, and I was like, bro, I'd love to make this happen with my family, which never happened, but that's how we started talking, right? Fast forward, I call that Uncle Terry. I'm speaking at my 4th spring training. Here's why I'm bringing this up. I'd have never met that man if I didn't go drive my ass to Miami to that event, right? Which I wasn't even going to go to, but I went. The power of networking is absolutely the most important thing at any of these events. I promise you. The only way it can, even if somebody gave you a USB drive with a fucking, here you go, here's a SOP or agent, that'll make you but so much money. The connections you can make and will make if you bust out your shell and just, get to know people, it's endless, it's priceless. And my friends who check up on me when I'm not doing good and stuff, is people from this community now. That's dead ass, bro. So like the power of networking, that's why I wanted to hop on this call and let y'all know, if you don't come to spring training, like you wilding out. And I haven't been online, I haven't been around, but I wanted to make sure I hopped on here and had that for Terry to use in the promotions, and to let everybody know, like, if you ain't come meet these people yet, like, you got the Avengers, take me out of it. The Avengers on a stage and in a location, you could pull up, mingle with them, play golf with them, ask them questions, and you not doing it? And my man, in case you don't know, it's a fucking tax write-off. Like, come on, don't play yourself. All right, Terry, I love you, bro. Dan, I think I see Dan in there. Is that Clint Butler in there? Clint, what, baby boy? Hey, for all my people that I can't see who you are, I am sincerely sorry, right? But I just popped. I love each and one of y'all.
Yeah. Thank you,
Peace
Big
and
Mike.
love, yo. I'm out.
So,
cool, guys.
But yeah, just, if you guys got any questions, any challenges, there's a virtual event. So there's really no excuse this year. You know, so if you don't step up and realize that this is a transition time for everybody, then you're just behind the 8 ball. And I keep telling this. I did a class 3 weeks ago, and half the people in there haven't even started down any type of AI road. And it's like, it's changing so fast that you have to get on the bandwagon now. And you also have to make sure you're not. One thing I'm very good at is I don't lily pad jump. You know, that's why I was married to ChatGPT for a year, because I didn't want to go to any place else. And now I went to Claude, and I'm married to Claude now. So, you know, but it's changing so freaking fast. And I have literally freaking made my agency so much more efficient in the past 12 months that it's a whole different system now. And I'm super excited to share that. I'm going to get to show you guys some of the tools we built. And then, you know, but this is the day and age. It's SEO is over. It's, you know, it's everything else, you know, so, but again, you know, if you have questions, if you have challenges, you know, Elizabeth and I are here to help you. So,
yeah, we gave a challenge to everyone a little earlier in the call, but
good.
If you
up your volume, your speaker or whatever, you need to go to get a mic from Best Buy.
I'm back and forth here. I got a hot mic as long as I'm up on it. You know, one of the things that that we were talking about is that if you want to meet someone, if you really want an introduction, just find any one of us and be like, hey, I'd really like to talk to Terry. I'd like to talk to Clint. You know, I'd like to talk to Merlino, any of this. And we're all happy to make the introduction, or again, come out into that kind of courtyard area. We all hang out there. We're all talking nerdy. I'll probably have my laptop with me, as is the case most of the time.
Stay with that laptop open,
right? And if you guys want to learn anything, like we're all there. That's kind of what the entire purpose of the event is. And I'm really stoked with the app that you've got, Terry. You know, to coordinate some of the activities. I've actually looked at and was talking with Chad about a comedy event that's going on like during one of the evenings, and I was like, I might pop over to there for an hour or two, you know, hop in, see what everyone's up to, and you know, being able to coordinate that, or coordinate lunches, dinners, things like that. If you want to meet up with people, it's there.
Yeah, this app is going to be a really cool addition to spring training for sure.
Hell yeah. Awesome, everyone. So we've got the link down below. Again, any one of us have coupon codes, stuff like that. So reach out, get a ticket. We'll see you in Arizona. Like, this is going to be a just off the chain event. Looking forward to it. So
looking forward to it, guys.
Can't wait to see everybody. So
cool.
Hey, while I got all y'all here, go off the air, and then I got a question quick if you could do that. If not, I'm just gonna ask. Yo, what's up with Claude Code acting so dumb? I know it ain't just me. Yo, son. Now listen, it's bad because I've been using multiple things for the longest. And yo, Drew, you know this, right? For the longest, multiple. Now, this shit is crazy, son. I had to create my own little tool that takes everything from Claude, runs it to Codex, runs it back. That, you know, go like, are you kidding me? Nah, son, yo, Claude is wilding out right now. It pissing me off big time, bro.
Yeah.
Big time. By the way, Codex, yo, don't sleep on that Codex. You know, I've always told you that I never stopped using Codex, never turned off that $200 a month plan. That's like, Codex is serious, bro. Let that analyze what you do with Claude, and it'll pick up things Claude be wilding out on. I assure you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guys. Cool. Well, I'm going to stop the stream. We're good. Thank you guys all for jumping in. It's been a real honor, privilege. And again, looking forward to seeing everyone in Arizona. Links are down below here. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, I just got my flights yesterday too. Yo, they got that Wellington on the flight. I'm kind of looking forward to that flight just for that Wellington. Dan, that's the one you told me about, matter of fact.
Oh, yeah.
See it on the American Airlines, the beef Wellington. Oh man, that shit is good.
Yeah.
See y'all later, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.